kids, it's Miss MJ from the Marathon County Public Library at our Stratford branch. And as you can see from the video I had at the beginning, we had some excitement out here in Stratford. We had a mama robin build a nest right outside our door, and then she laid 3 eggs, and we were able to watch those eggs hatch, and out came 3 tiny little robins. And for many weeks, they stayed in that nest until finally they learned how to fly and they flew away. It was really wonderful. And it made me want to find some books about birds from our library that we could read together today. Are you ready? Let's go. We have so many wonderful books at the library about so many different topics, and we even have books about nests. And I found the perfect one to help us celebrate our friend the robin. It's called This is the Nest That Robin Built. And it's by Denise Fleming. And she used a wonderful art technique of printing over collage. And you get to see the beautiful pictures and learn all about our friend the robin building her nest. This is the nest that Robin built with a little help from her friends. This is the squirrel who trimmed the twigs, not too big, that anchor the nest that Robin built. This is the dog who brought the string long and strong that wraps round the twigs, not too big, that anchor the nest that Robin built. This is the horse who shared his straw, rough and tough, that covers his string, long and strong, that wraps round the twigs, not too big, that anchor the nest that Robin built. This is the pig who mixed the mud, soft, not soupy, that plasters the straw, rough and tough, that covers the string, long and strong, that wraps round the twigs, not too big, that anchor the nest that Robin built. This is the mouse who gathered the weeds, dotted with seeds, that bind the mud, soft, not soupy, that plasters the straw, rough and tough, that covers the string, long and strong, that wraps round the twigs, not too big, that anchor the nest that Robin built. This is the rabbit who picked the grass, fresh and sweet, that cushions the weeds, dotted with seeds, that bind the mud, soft, not soupy, that plasters the straw, rough and tough, that covers the string, long and strong, that wraps round the twigs, not too big, that anchor the nest that Robin built. These are the eggs, brittle and blue, that lay on the grass, fresh and sweet, that cushions the weeds, dotted with seeds, that bind the mud, soft, not soupy, that plasters the straw, rough and tough, that covers the string, long and strong, that wraps round the twigs, not too big, that anchor the nest that Robin built. You see the eggs? Can you count them? 1, 2, 3. These are the nestlings, tufted and pink, that cracked the eggs, brittle and blue, that lay on the grass, fresh and sweet, that cushions the weed, dotted with seeds, that bind the mud, soft, not soupy, that plasters the straw, rough and tough, that covers the string, long and strong, that wraps round the twigs, not too big, that anchor the nest that Robin built. And this is the robin who built the nest. Anchored with twigs, not too big, wrapped with string, long and strong, covered with straw, rough and tough, plastered with mud, soft, not soupy, bound with weeds, dotted with seeds, cushioned with grass, fresh and sweet, who laid the eggs, brittle and blue, cracked by nestlings, tufted and pink. Now, young fledglings, rumpled and ruffled and ready to fly. Look at, he's taking off. A bird that's got wings that are ready to fly is called a fledgling. These two are almost ready. They're watching their brother go. Good. Bye. Off they go. See the mama watching them? The end. What a beautiful book. I thought I'd bring out the ukulele today so we could sing together about our friend the robin. And you can help me by counting to 10. Do you know how to do that? If you do, join right in. And if you don't, practice with us and you'll learn how. You can even use your 10 fingers to help you along, okay? All right, here we go. And we're going to start with 1. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little robins, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little robins, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little robins, 10 little robin birds. How'd you do? Oh, good job. Let's try one more time together, okay? 1 little, 2 little, 3 little robins, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little robins, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little robins, 10 little robin birds. They build a nest and lay some eggs. They build a nest and lay some eggs. They build a nest and lay some eggs. Then they start to hatch. We saw that outside the library, didn't we? Oh, very cool. Now you get to do something extra fun and a little tricky, and that is count backwards from 10 down to 1. And we're going to do it in our song again, okay? We'll take it nice and slow and try it twice again. And you can use your fingers to help, all right? All right, we're going to start with 10. 10 little, 9 little, 8 little robins, 7 little, 6 little, 5 little robins, 4 little, 3 little, 2 little robins, leaves us with 1 little robin bird. Good job. Let's try it one more time together. Ready? 10 little, 9 little, 8 little robins, 7 little, 6 little, 5 little robins, 4 little, 3 little, 2 little robins, leaves us with 1 little robin bird. Nice job. Well, turns out it's not only robins who build and use nests. And I found another book with all sorts of facts about different types of nests and who builds and uses them. This one is called Mama Built a Little Nest by Jennifer Ward and illustrated by Steve Jenkins. Mama built a little nest inside a sturdy trunk. She used her beak to tap, 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 the perfect place to bunk. These are called tree hole nests, also called cavity nests, and they're created by the male and female woodpecker. Mama built a little nest, a cup so wee and snug, with walls of moss and roof of sky and silky cobweb rug. This is a hummingbird nest. and it is the smallest cup-shaped nest. It uses spider web, so the little nest will stretch as the chicks grow. Mama built a little nest. Well, actually, she didn't. She found one that another made, and then she laid me in it. So it turns out not all birds build nests. Some of them borrow them. The cowbird, whydah, and cuckoo find a nest built by another bird species. They lay their eggs in it and fly off, leaving their eggs in the care of the bird who built the nest. Well, that's pretty creative. Mama built a little nest. My daddy helped out too. They placed my egg upon his feet. That's where I hatched and grew. You see? See the egg? So the daddy is the nest for that egg. So this is called the empire penguin, and they use what they call a living nest. The father penguin. The father uses his beak to roll the mother's egg upon his feet quickly so it doesn't freeze, and carefully so it doesn't break. There it stays, buried under his tummy folds for about 60 days, warm and protected. Mama scraped a simple nest upon a craggy ledge. She tucked me safe within her wings until my time to fledge. Certain birds, such as the falcon, create a nest called a scrape on a high cliff ledge. The mother and father may scrape away at the ledge, creating a small indentation. Daddy built a little nest, and then he built another and another and another, hoping to impress my mother. A male cactus wren builds several dome-shaped nests to attract a female. If impressed, the female will choose one and then continue to add to its structure. Remaining nests may be used as resting places, roosts, by the father, and may also serve as decoys to confuse predators. How very clever. Do you see the nest hidden up there? It seems like a safe place to keep other predators away from those spikes, doesn't it? Mama built a little nest. She used her beak to sew a woven nest of silky grass, the perfect place to grow. Weaver birds, these are called. They create very detailed woven nests by sewing and weaving nesting materials together. They pull grasses and fiber over, under, around, and through, using only their beak and feet. Wow, that is a beautiful piece of art. We don't usually create art upside down, but this bird sure does. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Mama built a little nest by digging out a burrow. It was a hoot, our little home, a safe and feathery furrow. Also a burrow, which is dug into the dirt. See 'em? The burrowing owl nests underground in a burrow nest. It can dig its own burrow or use an abandoned burrow created by a mammal. Again, there might be borrowing a nest. A lot of sharing going on here. Mama built a little nest. She gathered twigs that float and placed them on the water to create a cozy boat. Look at that one. It's a floating nest. How very cool. And this is called a grebe. Mama built a little nest. She made it on the ground. A simple nest, not very soft, with pebbles, smooth and round. And this is called a shorebird. They create scrape nests on the ground. Their eggs often have colors and patterns to help camouflage them with their environment. Can you find the eggs in this picture? That is tricky, isn't it? Animals and birds are very good at camouflaging themselves and their babies so that predators don't get them. Pretty clever. It is tricky. I think these are the eggs, though. They have more of an egg shape, don't they? But it is tricky. Daddy built a little nest. Now, don't gross out. He used spit. Who would have thought that spit would make the perfect place to sit? The swiftlet makes an edible nest using tube-shaped saliva, which hardens in the air. Swiftlet nests are used in bird's nest soup, a Chinese delicacy. Well, I didn't even know that. Huh. Mama built a sealed nest within an old tree's hollow. My daddy left a little hole to pass her food to swallow. Do you see that? They're able to feed the bird. And this is called the hornbill, and they make that cavity nest inside the tree hollow. Mama built a sturdy nest by stacking twigs up high, a breezy house upon a tree where talons blend with sky. So the male and female bald eagle build a stick nest called an eyrie by gathering and layering many sticks. Their nests are among the largest of all bird nests, usually 5 to 6 feet in diameter and 2 to 4 feet high. Maybe this summer you can see if you can find an eagle nest. They're up high, and you might need to use some binoculars to do it. Mama built a little nest entirely out of mud. No feathery down, no soft green plants, just fuddy, muddy crud. And this is the male and female flamingo that build a mound-shaped nest on the ground using mud, into which the female lays just one egg. We can't even see the whole flamingo. They're tall. Have you ever seen a flamingo? Do you know what color they are? They are a very bright pink. And guess what? You have a nest, your very own. A place to rest your head with pillows soft and cozy thoughts. Your nest is called a bed. Oh, well now you know, even you get a special place called a nest. And I bet your mom and dad even put it together for you. Well, it was sure fun learning all about bird nests with you today, and I hope you get to have a rest in your nest today. Bye.